5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Shall we continue the game then?
Yes, please.
2 more loops.
First, I believe it's my start, but before I start, I did look up the official ruling.
Oh, hello.
And unfortunately, that obstacle's going back.
You're on the
So
money.
the official rules state that if Belle is on the field, no obstacles can come off. That includes via part of the rose if the rose isn't played via one of Gaston's cards. So, yeah.
Well,
that puts me in a worse position. So I'm going to the woods, and I'm now just going to start making everyone else's life misery. But first, 2 power. I can play a card, so I'm going to play a wolf to Belle's house.
Ooh. Damn.
okay. Jesus.
Yeah.
When did this go into Little Red Riding Hood?
We'll see.
Did Gaston have wolf allies? I don't remember that part.
Yeah,
No,
I think he has wolves
no
when he goes to
Gaston.
a beast. But the wolves can't do. Sadly, the wolves can't do much on their own. So
They haven't
they'll
figured
stay
out
there
how to
for the
open
moment.
doors for a start.
So I could discard cards, but I don't want to. So the last thing I can do is Fate. And, I mean, I could get revenge on the Belle, but I feel like I should spread it around a little bit. Hello, Mr. Genius. You've got one of your Titans already, so...
Look, just because I spent 30 minutes talking about Taskmaster...
It wasn't the Taskmaster part that I was angry about. Okay, so we have...
go the distance or go the distance.
Go the distance. Go the distance. I wonder what one you're going to do.
Well, I'm going to play Go the Distance, but it's actually still useful. Move either an untapped trapped Titan. I can't see the text anymore because everyone's hands over it.
There are two cards.
You press the Alt button.
I don't have a keyboard, so that's a bit of a problem.
Yes. Sorry, I forgot about your setup.
Either move an untrapped Titan up to 2 locations away, ignoring all hero and Titan abilities, or move a hero to any location. Well, there's no heroes, so
there's no heroes, and there's only a Titan. So I guess that's
a very important question. Which of the Go the Distances did you use? The left one or the right one?
Right one.
Okay. Very important for our radio audience.
Yes.
Who may be listening in on TerraPlayer.com.
But I have a question though.
Go on.
Argus was moved.
No, because the card explicitly says that it ignores all Titan.
Ignoring all abilities.
Yeah. So that is the end of my go, and I get to draw 1 card.
Oh, right. Anyway, it is now time,
Dr.
Facilier, to move back to the bayou.
Back to the bayou.
Back to the bayou. Back to the bayou. Absolutely. I get myself free power again. I'm just going between 6 and 3 all the way through this thing. Right. I am then going to play... Hey, let's use 2 of those powers to go back down to 4. Play one of my 2 cards that I can play. And we got rid of Shadow Spirits. So I want Shadow Spirits back in the bayou.
More of them.
More Shadow Spirits. More of them. I will also... we've not had any... we've not heard from them recently, so I will use 0 power to call upon my friends on the other side, which will gain me 2 power and go back up to 6 again. Isn't that funny? Then I have the ability to move a card, which I will not do. And since I've already got the free power, that's all my moves. That's the end of my turn, and it was nice talking to you. Bye-bye.
You need to draw your cards.
Indeed. Let's find out what these 2 are. Okay.
Then we move back there.
The more things change.
More things change, the more things stay the same.
Yes.
We move back to the underworld. Hades. What should you say to Athens? Greece?
Greece, yeah. So I'm going to move to Thebes. So that is a gain of power, play a card, discard a card, and fate someone. I gain a power.
Got a lot of power.
I am choosing to not play a card, but I am going to discard a card. And that card is Planets Align, which allows me to untap 1 or more Titans in my realm. The cost to play Planets Align is equal to the number of Titans you untap.
So that allows you to untrap several Titans.
Yes, indeed. But seeing as I have no Titans that are trapped, it's kind of not needed at this moment in time.
True.
I say I'm not going to play a card, but I am going to fate someone.
Who do you fancy fating?
I think Dr. Facilier needs a...
Aww.
What does fate have in store for you?
Indeed.
Almost there. Okay.
We have the same situation, guys. It's the same. Fate.
Oh shit! Hang on.
Yeah.
I just realised how bad this is.
Look at the top 3 cards of Dr. Facilier's deck. You may put any of them into the fortune pile. Return the rest to the top of the deck in any order. For reference's sake, I'm playing the left almost there.
Okay.
That's my right. So just to make sure.
So look at the means you do it in private.
Okay.
I will just go away and look at the things around the room. By the way, there's this room, by the way, that we're in. There's a nice custom room in Tabletop Simulator. There's all sorts of various things on the wall relating to different series. There's a
Abe's Oddworld over there.
there's an Abe's Oddworld one. We've got a Gravity Falls board, and if you go over to the other cupboard, lads, where there's all the board games, there's actually a Dr. Eggman piece.
Yep.
On the shelf, which looks amazing, by the way.
It looks really good.
That looks so cool.
Okay, so
nicely, there is actually a Hercules board behind where Random Genius is, who is of course playing as Hades.
That's like the Dora the Explorer one there. That's just.
Well, she's a villain if there ever was one.
Okay, right. Okay. So I'm going to play Shadow Man into the fortune pile.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, hello.
So that forces play Shadow Man.
The Voodoo Emporium. I can't play any more cards. Does it have to be? Yeah. And I'm
You
not gonna
put them
play
back
any...
in the order you want to put them back in.
Okay, right.
Okay, I will go away again. Hang on.
It's
No,
all right. They're
it's fine.
both
It's fine.
face down.
Is it fine?
Yeah.
Yes, Shadow Man. Dr. Facilier moves if Shadow Man is at his location. You may move Shadow Man with Dr. Facilier. So it's basically an ally you can take with you at all times. It's actually very powerful.
Yes, me and my shadow.
Literally.
That's what I thought. It was be a bit.
Yeah.
Yes,
Well,
I completely
you can
misread
now-
that and thought that you could like play like all the things in the Fate deck.
No, I thought that was Fate deck as well until I reread it. And I was like, oh, no.
I was like, wait, hang on a second. You could put the 3 cards, and then does that include the other almost there? In which case, it's like the top 4 cards. And it's like, oh god. Okay, well that's I'll be honest with you. I would have preferred something else to have happened, but we'll carry on.
Though I will
Yes.
say, at least now you can summon Shadow Man for free if you get him out your fortune,
Yes.
rather than paying his power cost. But yeah, you have to play your fortune, which is
yes, and I know what the next 2 cards are in his deck.
this is true.
Excellent.
Anyway.
I look forward to finding that out in a while.
But that is the end of your turn, Hades.
That is the end of my turn.
And your turn.
You're
is
up
it?
then.
Right. I am going to move back over to Hellhole.
Sounded like Hellhold.
Yeah, get about that. Oh.
I shall gain 1 power. I will. So I will activate Horus, and I shall get in a puppy card token out. I'll take this one.
It's 11 to the Hellhole.
Ooh.
Hellhole is getting.
There is
wow.
44 puppies now, everybody, residing at Hellhall, with another 22 in the countryside, and another 22 that's back with Corella DeVille and is captured. So,
Which puts 88 are on the field.
I was rather hoping for that to be on another spot. But well, I shall use my play action to
this is
to
problematic for
bring
us.
out the Televine.
Yeah.
Yes, we need to do something about this.
Yes.
Because the Belle has now all the puppies that he needs.
Not quite. He's
88.
Still got
On
one
the-
more
I
left.
would still need to spend 4 turns at least.
Yes, but all the ones
Well,
you need are on the field, right?
You say
No,
that.
that's
no.
88. So you still need 1 more token.
And
But he's
also,
got- hasn't he already got one, though?
No, I've got
No, that's including.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
22, 22, 22.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah. Sorry,
Yeah.
yes.
I'm
Maybe-
pretty sure he does have a card that is capture all puppies in a single location, though.
I think there is one, yeah.
Yeah, I'm
That's-
pretty sure there is one.
I don't think I've ever seen it. So
Let's hope you don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Quick, find all the animals. Send them to war. It is our only hope.
you know what, I'm gonna use the discard phase. Let's discard whatever it takes. And I shall end my turn and I shall draw 2 more cards.
that Nook.
I mean, no, right.
You found this map yet?
No, but we're gonna head back to the Jolly Roger.
Oh, interesting.
Get a power,
So you can play a card. You can't vanquish because you've got no allies there.
but I can play a card. I can play aye, sir. Move an ally
Sure.
to an adjacent location. So Pirate Brute can come over,
This is true.
and Pirate Brute now has 6 strength and is going to crush Tinkerbell.
Very much so, because Tinkerbell only has 2.
Yeah.
But that does discard your Pirate Brute as well.
It does discard Pirate Brute,
But Tinkerbell is
so-
now dead.
and does that now allow me to use the top 2
Yeah,
actions
you can
I've
use
unlocked?
both the
does,
2
yeah.
actions, yeah.
Okay, good. So I can use it, and I
can
will
discard.
discard another aye, sir.
Yes, so that's an additional
So
power.
I've unlocked my discard option that was hidden there.
It's true.
Allows me to end my turn and draw up.
Yes.
Okay.
Gaston is back. So what will Gaston do? Gaston will go back to the tavern. So first of all, I can gain 2 power. I shall then pay 1 power to get another wolf into the field at the Beast Castle.
Hey.
I didn't mention last time, the wolves have a special ability. If there is another wolf on the field, they gain 1 strength for every other wolf card in play. So my wolves both now have 2 strength.
Are you going to sick the wolves on Belle?
I am going to get the wolves to murder Belle. Bye, Belle.
It does cost a wolf, though.
It does cost me a wolf, which means this wolf is now back down to 1 power, but I can now actually do my objective, which is kind of slightly more important. But that does unfortunately end. I don't think I can't do anything else. Yeah, so that is the end of my turn. My turns are quite quick, unfortunately, at the moment.
It's all right. I don't think the Belle's going to complain about that. Right. Okay. Back to me.
Draw a card.
Back to me. Okay. I am going to. Jesus, what am I going to do here? Right. I'm going to go back to Voodoo Emporium for reasons. Those reasons are that I will gain 1 power.
Mhm.
I will fate, because I'm currently the one who's been fated, so it's in my interest to cause problems for people who may have puppies on the field.
I wonder who's getting
And yes, I'm afraid you're going to be fated, young Nabal. Show us what other animals I can call upon to do something about it.
Pongo.
Hey,
Pongo!
Pongo.
And
Reckless
Rick,
driving.
discard an item from cred.
There are an item.
You say
a
that,
telephone.
but Pongo's
Pongo.
ability.
Puppy clickers cannot be captured at this location. That adds
That adds a bit of difficulty to Hell Hall with
It
its.
really does. It really does. If we happen to put dear old dad Pongo in Hell Hall,
and
knock, Corella, you've got a visitor.
yeah. And Horace can't fight Pongo. He's not strong enough.
Just after Father's Day as well.
True.
Anyway, we move those there. Doing well as a single father of 44 currently. Where's that damn poker when you need it?
But your turn is not over yet.
His turn is not over yet. So I have the ability to vanquish, but there's nobody on the field. There is also I also have the ability to play a card, which I'm going to do. Let me see. Right. How many have we got there? 5. Okay. Because this is the thing, I don't know if there's more than one of these cards or not.
Yeah. The only thing is, like, sometimes it's worth knowing exactly what cards are in. None of the decks are particularly big. They're all about 30 cards.
Yeah, they're all pretty small.
And deck recycling is a common thing in this game.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to use my ability to do something from the adjacent. So I'm going to discard yet another Masked Spirit.
Yeah, that's fair.
From there. And then I can play a card, but which one do I play?
Choices.
Yeah. I guess I play Friends on the Other Side again. That goes into the fortune pile. I gain 2 power.
More power.
More
Excellent.
power.
At least you won't have a shortage of power if you ever need it.
And then I need another 2 cards from here, please. Well, that's fantastic. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hades.
And that is definitely going to play into what I'm doing next. So
Oh dear.
Why have I got
He knows. So
I know
he
what it is. I'm moving to Mount Olympus, which allows me to play a card, move a card, fate someone, and gain a power. I gain a power. I pay 3 power to play Cerberus.
Ooh, doggy.
When performing a vanquish action, Cerberus may be used to defeat a hero at his location or at an adjacent location.
Oh dear.
I am placing Cerberus in the gardens, so Cerberus can attack not only the gardens, but also Thebes and Mount Olympus.
This is very useful.
I can move a card. I am moving Argus. I get a power. There is also a fate on I can do. I normally wouldn't do this, but I know what card Kev has just drawn.
Yes.
So I am fating him.
Oh,
This is a.
Oh yeah, I forgot you looked at his deck.
Yeah, the gift of foresight.
The gift of foresight. Normally I would pick someone else, but
Before you do this, did you reshuffle his fate deck? Because you did look at the cards at the top of his fate
oh no,
deck.
I didn't.
So I
Did
think
it
to be
say
fair,
fancy
you should
yes,
shuffle.
I would agree with that shuffle.
Yeah, I would agree with that as well. Yeah,
I concur.
I concur as
Although,
well.
to be fair, it just said the top 3 and you put them back in any order.
I looked at the wrong
That's his
deck.
deck.
I
Yeah,
looked at
he
the wrong
accidentally
deck.
looked at the fate
There was a
deck
bit
instead.
of confusion.
Yeah.
Oh.
So we can either have Louis, if Dr. Facilier moves to Louis' location, Dr. Facilier must reveal his hand to an opponent of his choice. The opponent chooses a card to put in the fortune pile. Or Charlotte. When Charlotte's played, you may look at the top 2 cards of Dr. Facilier's deck and put them in the fortune pile. Return
Stop looking at my shit.
the rest of the top of the deck in any order.
But But Louis has a power of 5, so Louis
He
is going to
does
be
have a power of 5, yes.
difficult to get rid of.
So, by the wording of this, it says if I play Louis, that's
Hmm.
when when Dr. Facilier moves to Louis' location.
Yes.
It's not when he is played to that location that happens. So I can't just immediately
No.
ask him to reveal his hand.
No,
I-
Dr. Facilier would have to
I
move
will. I will say that one of those cards will not do the thing you're thinking is going to happen.
Yes. I know because I had a look at those cards and there's very explicit instructions with one of them.
Yes, there's very explicit instructions. What could I possibly have, everybody? Of the two things, the one of which I've already got and used. What was the other thing that Dr. Facilier needed again? Could it be that? Or perhaps it's just, I don't know, more masks on a wall.
Oh, yeah, it's got to be more masks on a wall.
More masks on the wall.
I don't know which one to go for.
Pick one that inconveniences him on.
Yes, definitely inconvenience me.
I think
Go on.
I think it's going to have to be Louis,
And just
But
tank
where?
up a spot.
and I'm going to put him on New Orleans.
Interesting.
New Orleans and the parade. Okay. Oh no! A hero of 5 has descended upon the parade.
Yeah, I mean, that
It's
is
an alligator
quite
with a trumpet, everybody.
strong. True.
However, my card is coming out of my hand. This magical card that is the talisman. No! It comes out of my hand and attaches itself to an alligator because each time a hero of a strength of 3 or less. Oh no, actually,
Oh,
doesn't.
no, he is.
3 or less.
It's the other way round. I forgot.
Aha.
If it was Charlotte, then yes.
Curses.
And that is
Oh,
why
hang
he
on a
played it.
minute. Oh, hang on a minute.
Mm.
Okay. There's a very clear word there, which is played
Mm.
as well. That's interesting. Okay, well, the talisman may or may not be in my hand. I may have given something away.
That's fine. I think we kind of guessed it.
We kind of guessed. Yes. Okay, so I had the talisman, but I need a hero of 3 or less to be played, and that is an inconvenience.
It is, although there are ways for you to manipulate stuff, and
There is very
Yeah.
much a way
Yes.
to get rid of stuff.
But yes, anything else you would like to do? Because you have stuff
So I
you can
played
do.
a card, did a
Bugger.
fate, did a move, got my power. Also, the chariot was at Mount Olympus. Let's go
Take a
traveling,
move.
guys. We're heading all the way to the underworld. And Argus is moving again.
Hey.
I gain a power,
Argus is back in Mount Olympus.
and Argus is back at Mount Olympus.
We on to the
Great
next turn now.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Nabal Deville.
I shall move over to the countryside. I shall gain 3 power.
Oh, hang on a minute. Is your power over 6 now?
Yes.
I play Ruthless. During a turn, if another player has 6 or more power, I mean, technically I could play that at any point, but, you know, thematic. I can play an ally or Titan from my hand for free. I'm going to play an ally of Pain.
Okay.
When Pain is moved, you may move a hero from Pain's previous location to his new location.
Okay.
Doesn't seem to be any.
CA Black now has something on every single one of his
Yeah.
locations, by the way, everybody.
Yes, I'm placing Pain in Thebes just to have a little bit of variety.
So if you're
Yeah.
going there on holiday, everybody, maybe don't.
Okay. My first card I play is Spotted. Reveal 2 puppy tokens in the supply. I don't put them on the thing yet, but I just
But
get
you
to
know
what they are in
what 2 of them
advance.
are.
I shall pick
Pick
you, and I
2.
shall pick you.
2 11s.
11. 11 at the milk
That's
farm and
what
11 at the
Farm
red.
and a milk farm.
Look from the Radcliffe House.
That's not bad.
Would have been great if they were both Hellhole.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And for my other action, I will. You know what? I'm going to play I Live for Furs. Gain 1 power for each location that has a puppy token on it. So
That's 2. Cruella is powerful.
I've got to take one out for spotting in my dad.
Oh, that's fair.
And do I want to move a card? I don't really. So I will end it there, and I shall draw 2 cards.
All right then, Captain.
Hey, we're going to power up a lot. Head over to the Mermaid Lagoon again. He's spending a lot of his time over there. Can't imagine
I
why.
mean, I can't think why.
And I get to play 2 cards, one of which is the Ingenious Device, which adds move a hero
Yes.
action to that spot.
Mhm.
The other is a cannon, which will be added to Skull Rock, which gives me a vanquish option. And those take 2 each. And a 5 power. And then the last action I could do would be move an item or ally, but
You're happy where they
fine
are?
as it is. Yeah. So all in all, that was a pretty quick turn. I'm just going around laying down some infrastructure.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, well, that's twice around the board again.
Yep.
Any volunteers? Or shall I go this time?
Thanks for volunteering. Go ahead.
Fair enough. So, all games this month for me. Let's get some quickfire ones out the way with. Danganronpa V3 on Switch. For what is originally a PSP game, runs terribly on the Switch. There are points.
V3.
V3, yeah.
I thought V3 was a PS4 game.
It was also it was also PS Vita, not PSP. I should say.
Okay, I thought it was just PS4.
No, it was PS Vita as well.
I know. The other games were PS Vitas.
No, the other two were PSP. V3 was PS Vita and PS4. Pretty sure.
Fair enough. I'm only saying this because I got the PS4 version of V3.
Yeah, I got it on PC originally. But yeah, how about the Switch version? There are times that I run the game at half a frame a second.
Oof.
Ooh.
In fact, I don't think I've ever played the game and it's run smoothly for very long. It also crashes very frequently, and in some locations, it's very hard to get past without it crashing. So yeah, it didn't go well. I did finish it. I've already played the game, so I'm not going to delve too deep into it. But yeah, if you want to play the Danganronpa trilogy, don't play it on Switch. The first two games work okay on Switch, but the third game is basically unplayable, which is a shame because the trilogy anniversary edition's on there. Which brings us to the anniversary game that was added to it, Danganronpa S, which it's basically somewhere between a board game and a turn-based RPG. And it's okay, it's nothing special. It's thrown together and is an excuse to get all of the characters in bathing suits. Yeah, it's not worth buying the trilogy for. And it's a shame because the trilogy is good. They've got their flaws, but they're still a good trilogy. So yeah, that's Danganronpa on the Switch. Don't get it on the Switch, buy it on PC. Or PlayStation. Or Xbox, actually, because I believe they're all on the Xbox now.
All right.
I know some of them are, because some of them did come up in the Game Pass. I know Danganronpa 1 and 2 were on the Game Pass, but I think they've now disappeared.
Yes, they have, and I'm pretty sure Danganronpa 3 is now on the Game Pass.
Possibly. I don't know if S is elsewhere as well.
No, S is Switch exclusive.
Fair enough.
Which is, I mean, to be fair, it's not a great game. So, yeah, and yeah, V3 is currently on Game Pass. So you know what? If you've kept up with the series on Xbox Game Pass, you've been able to play all three for free. Okay.
Oh no, hang on. I've just checked Steam. Danganronpa S is available for purchase on Steam.
Oh, is it?
Oh.
Yeah.
I wouldn't advise buying it, but if you really want to see them all in...
Yeah, as I say, it's there if people want it. I'm probably not going to pick it up myself, but...
No.
There's an option for one that isn't as laggy as you say on the Switch.
The S isn't laggy.
Okay.
It's just V3.
Ah, right.
S has nothing in it that would require any kind of processing power. Moving on, I decided to give the Final Fantasy Pixel Remaster Collection a try, starting with the original Final Fantasy I. There's not masses to say about it. It is the original Final Fantasy. It runs quite nicely. It's a decent challenge level without having to grind too much, but I am going back and making sure I clear dungeons. I was slightly confused by the magic system at first. It doesn't explain it to you very well. The way the magic system works is that you get 3 slots for magic that your character can learn. And usually there's... for white and black mages, you have 4 choices for each level of slot. But I thought, so I can only have 3 magics in total? No, you can have 3 magics of each level. But the game never explains that, so... Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one, but it's easy enough and I'm getting through it fine. The ability to save.
It's kind of similar to the spell levels in D&D, from what I've heard.
Yeah, actually, you have spell slots, basically, and you have a certain amount of slots per level, and you can memorize 3 magics. So black and white mage can memorize 3 magics of each level until they get to a certain level, and then you have to evolve their classes into the higher version, which is white wizard and black wizard, in order for them to reach the higher levels of magic. And then you have red mage who can do both, but can't go as higher levels. So, I'm enjoying it, but you can't switch classes. You pick your classes at the beginning of the game, which is the other bit. But, this was early game. they've kept it fairly faithful. The only thing I'm wondering is if they added anything from the other iterations of the game. So specifically the GBA one, where there's a couple of extra bosses, specifically Gilgamesh and Omega.
So from what I've heard,
Mhm.
and this is what I've heard from 5, because this is the one I've looked into, because 5's kind of my wheelhouse. They do not have the extras. So
which is a shame, I think.
yes,
It's what I
so
thought as well, but I
5 doesn't have the extra classes or the extra dungeons, and 6 doesn't have any of the extras in it as well.
which I think is a disappointment, if that's true. But you know what? For what it is, I'm enjoying it. Third quickie, because there's not too much to say about it, Sonic Origins Plus, that came out at time of recording yesterday. So I've had a quick run through with Amy in each of the games she's playable in. Her moveset is basically just Sonic, except the drop dash instead gives her a forward running hammer attack, which is kind of useful in some occasions and useless in others, especially as it doesn't give her that much speed. It also allows her to turn on a dime for a very short amount of time, which feels odd. Amy can go super with all the Chaos Emeralds, but she doesn't get a hyper form. She just goes super again for some reason. Now, I originally played it on the PlayStation 5 version, and I complained about the input lag. This time I've played it on the Switch, and I didn't notice that much input lag on the base games. The Game Gear games, on the other hand, are close to unplayable due to the input lag. They have somewhere around a second and a half input lag on the Switch version. I dread to think what that's going to be on the PS5 version, and I'm not sure I want to try it out, but I might do some tests with a friend I know to actually measure it and see just how bad it is. There's also been loads more bugs entered into Sonic 3 and Knuckles, which is the only one I bothered to finish with Amy. Yeah, it's not a good showing, which is a shame. I think these games deserve better. So yeah, should you get Sonic Origins Plus, unless you really want to play Amy in those games, and you don't want to have to deal with the faff of, getting other ROMs and downloads and mods from the internet, then I guess. But I mean, if I want to play these games again, my best bet is to go back to the Sonic Mega Collection Plus. That still works on my Xbox, I believe. So yeah, not impressed with that one. Last one, and this one's probably going to be the one that I take most of my time with, is a game that was also released just 2 days ago. And it is also called Final Fantasy, but this one is 16. So this is the big new shiny one from Square Enix, developed by the same team that make Final Fantasy XIV. And I was kind of looking forward to this one because I've enjoyed 14 a considerable amount, as probably noticed by the amount I talk about it. Now, slightly concerning, the first review I saw of this was a 60%, it's okay, but we're not really sure this captures what people really want in a Final Fantasy game. And I was like, oh, that's concerning. And then every other review said, no, it's fantastic. Like, it's one of the best games in the series. The side missions are a bit dull, but other than that, it's an amazing game. I have so far I don't know how far through the game I've got, because it's still introducing me to new stuff and abilities. I think, judging by the amount of powers I've gotten, I'm about a third of the way through the game at a guess. Now, this game plays very much more, action RPG, as is warned, which is one of the reasons a lot of hardcore fans are very against the game, because it's not turn-based, because they haven't moved past that era yet. And what else is there to say about it, I guess? Graphically, it is absolutely beautiful. There is nothing I can fault in the graphics so far. Okay, maybe the game looks the environments look a bit disheveled and run down, but that's kind of the point. So, but it is just genuinely beautiful. And I'm seeing you moving that dice around in the background. Gameplay wise, it's solid. So notable is that I believe the battle designer for this is the same battle designer for Devil May Cry 5, which I think Shadow Fox has played.
Yes, I did also confirm that was true.
It's interesting. I've played a bit of 5 myself. That's
so I don't think it's quite as heavy as that one, but you can tell that a lot of thought has been made to make it flow really nicely. And one thing I will say is that combat is I'm playing it on what I would consider the normal difficulty, I guess. When you start up the game, it goes, do you want to play story focused, where it automatically equips you with all the accessories to help make gameplay easy? Or do you want to play combat, where you have to actually, properly fight? So I went combat mode. It still gives you all the accessories, and even there's even a bonus accessory, which is like, okay, yeah, you don't want any of the help fighting yourself, but here's an accessory that makes the one party member that you can give orders to automatically do the best thing to help you, which is really nice. I still haven't equipped that one. I've been equipping other accessories to bolster my skills just because. And yeah, the combat flows really nicely. It's not. So one of the things is that you have to keep enemies in kind of focus all times, because they can attack you while your back is turned to them. They're not like some games where they won't attack you if you can't see them. But it's quite a nice little system. It's fairly basic. The only thing that keeps messing me up a little bit is so you've got square as your melee attack, triangle as your magical / ranged attack. Circle is kind of your special ability depending on what element you're currently playing in. I won't say any more than that for the moment. What does X do? I think X is just your jump. X is your jump button. That's it. And then you can tap L1 to lock on, and R1 is your dodge. That's the one that keeps on messing me up, because I keep pressing circle to dodge because Dark Souls. I'm just too used to it, basically. But the combat
muscle memory.
Yeah, but the combat's been fun. It's a little bit sloggy at times, but generally they do enough to kind of mix it up to stop that being a problem. So generally, your basic enemies you just slash at, you use whatever special moves you want, you just hit them till they're dead. Bigger enemies kind of have a stagger meter, and you'll probably get it down on average twice in a combat encounter. There's a couple that you need to do 3 times. But generally what happens is the flow of battle is the stagger bar has 2 parts to it. When you take out the first part, you've got a bit of time to wail on them, use some special moves without any consequences. And then once you take the full stagger bar down, you have a limited time to do bonus damage to them. And that is when you want to go all out attack and hit them with as much special attacks as you can. Generally, enemies, once you've taken their stagger bar out once, will then gain additional moves to mix stuff up. And usually, if you take their stagger bar down twice and you've not managed to quite kill them, it'll go into something called, they'll basically be something where it's like cinematic. They call them cinematic attacks and dodges, which is basically, hey, quick time events. And they make it fairly obvious. But that kind of stops you having to go through like slogging through it twice with different moves in the middle is kind of standard boss fare, I guess. But the fact they go, look, if you're not doing that much damage, we're not going to ask you to slog through a third section. Here you go, here's some quick time events to speed it up a little bit. And usually that'll either take their stagger bar down completely quickly, or will just outright kill them. And then there's kind of 2 parts to combat, which this isn't massive spoilers because it's kind of a major selling point of the game. You have your fights with Clive as a human, which allows you to, swing your sword, etc. And you can have allies. The most common ally you'll have, and the one you can control in part, giving him orders, is the good boy Torgal. And yes, you can pet the dog. There is even an achievement for petting the dog enough.
As there should be.
Yes, I believe it is petting him 5 times. You can't pet Torgal in the middle of battle or in like dangerous areas, which, okay, fair enough. But, if you're in a village or town or something, you can just pet Torgal whenever you want and feed him.
A very worthwhile introduction to the game, that.
Yes. So Torgal only has some basic commands, but basically you have 2 submenus. One is some quick items. The other one is Torgal. And Torgal's abilities are bite people, like rush them to keep them off guard. And Torgal knows one spell, which is heal. It will heal you kind of, when you get hit, you lose some HP, but you also get a little bit you can recover back from it. And Torgal heals that little extra bit. That little bit will also heal back if you finish the encounter as well. If you want to heal the rest of it, you need to use a potion. Other ally characters just kind of fight around you and help you, but you have no direction of what they do. So the other type of fighting is the icon battles, aka for people that don't talk Final Fantasy lore, kaiju battles. Now, I've only done a few of them because they're actually quite sparing, which is probably a good thing. But they're definitely interesting. They very much play out much more simpler than the main combat, but because the controls are still quite similar, you still have attack, a melee attack, long range attack, dodge, and a dash of some kind usually. It works quite well. Now, I will say that I'm at about 16 hours in, and they still keep introducing additional elements of stuff. So I've just unlocked another elemental power that I can use, and major story events happened with it. But just before that, it opened up the option to fast travel to previously visited locations to do additional missions. So yeah, otherwise it's been fairly linear, but I kind of expect that for the story part of the game, essentially. The story so far has been good. It's fairly over dramatic, but you kind of expect that from Final Fantasy. There's a couple of twists and turns, but most of them are expected, I guess. I don't want to spoil anything because literally at the time of recording, it's only been out 2 days. And while I don't think any of you guys are going to play it, maybe some of the Radio Sega listeners do. So no major spoilers yet, but I'll probably have a more of an opinion next month. But I feel like I'm probably going to enjoy this, but I don't know if it's going to be one I 100%. It's good, and I think it's going to be a very good story, but I don't know if it's one of those ones that I want to replay over and over again. I think is going to be the key. The only thing I did discover, though, in the last couple of fights I did, one of the fights, in fact, I think the last fight I did, I managed to complete it without getting boss fight without getting hit. And it turns out there's additional collectibles for completing every boss fight without getting hit. So that's going to be one of those challenges. Thankfully, the achievement for it is just to do one, but there might be an achievement for, or trophy, sorry, for doing them all. So yeah, that's Final Fantasy XVI in a nutshell. Did you guys have any questions?
Can I borrow your PS5 and copy of the game to play it?
Not until I finish with it.
Is Torgal Snarf Dunkington, first of his name, Goblin King?
Or
No,
trash.
Yeah.
No, he is not.
Gog Small Friend, cameo in other game.
I don't actually know what species Torgal is.
Goblin
You
King.
do get to see Torgal as a little pupper first, though. And then there's like a 13-year time skip in the story. And Torgal's grown up.
So at which point you're now playing Final Fantasy 26.
Not quite. But, yeah, story-wise, it's been... Yeah, the latest thing was somewhat predictable, but I feel almost the twist was a bit early, so it makes me wonder what else is coming along. I did not see one of the twists, which is... There's a twist on how you get additional elemental powers, which I did not see coming, and that set me down the road of, oh god, how are we going to get our other powers? Because some of them would be, okay, yeah, that's fine, we'll do it that way. But others would be like, but that's going to either lead to betrayal or something similar. So, yeah, it's an interesting one. As I said, hopefully I'll have more to tell. It's definitely a game I think is going to be equally enjoyed if you just watch someone playing through the story, which I think is a bit of a shame with some games, because I think there are definitely games where it's like, for me, a game that you let someone play and then you let someone watch and then their first reaction is, I want to do that myself, is a better game than one where you go, oh, that was an amazing game, but now that I've seen it, I've got no reason to play it. And I feel like 16 falls into that second category. But who knows? Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. Also, Radio Sega fans may have seen Gav already said that Radio Sega's Gavi is very happy that there is a character, and quite a major character, called Gav in the game. Again, I won't spoil what he does or anything, but I think Gavi was very happy with that he now is represented in Final Fantasy lore. And yeah, that's about all I have to say about it, unless you guys have more questions.
No, nothing
No.
good.
No, I know little enough as it is that asking questions will just make me ask more questions. And I still don't know
Yeah.
the answer to anything you're saying.
Yeah, 16's on my to play list, but I need the equipment in order to actually play it.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it will come to PC eventually, I imagine. It's just a case of when.
And if your PC is good enough at that point to play it.
True.
I mean, one would hope that you could play it. I mean, the other major complaint with 16 so far, and I've kind of seen it, it seems to be more prevalent in cutscenes, which is odd, which is that the game's performance dips. Like, it runs at 60 frames, smooth as sailing. But a lot of cutscenes, it seems to jump straight down to 30 rather than trying to, like, jump in between, which I'm not sure how I feel about, but again, it primarily happens in cutscenes, which is the odd one. But I've certainly been enjoying it enough that I want to go back and play it. I'm not going to get a chance to now, probably until Sunday afternoon, and then I'll have to stop again to watch Last Minute Continue on Twitch, because I like to watch Last Minute Continue on Twitch.
It's a good place to go.
Not so sure about the guy presenting it half the time, but
I'm sorry, I'll try and do better. Anyway,